This small, lightweight, pop-top camper trailer behind me is the G12 by Arkto campers. This lightweight camper trailer is built in Alberta, Canada, and today I'm going to give you a full tour inside and out of all the features it has to offer. Let's start with the dimensions of this small off-road camper trailer. It's about 19.5 feet long from coupler all the way back to the spare tire, a little over 7 feet wide. The curb weight is 3,600 pounds and the GVWR is 4,600 pounds, so you have 1,000 pounds for storage on this small camper. Since this is a pop-top camper, when the roof is down, the exterior height is 7'10", and when you put the roof up, it is 9'5", and that does not include when you put your Starlink up when you're camping. One of the most impressive features of this small camper trailer is the frame. It's a steel frame that has been hot dipped galvanized, which means it is corrosion resistant, it's not going to rust, and the company says it's good for 75 to 100 years. At the very front, there is a max coupler that you can remove for security purposes, a very heavy duty jack. There's also a hitch receiver up front for a bike rack or other accessories. They do have one customer that got a custom bike rack that can hold 6 bikes up here. There's also a plug up front so that you can plug into your tow vehicle and charge the batteries while you're driving. At the front, there's diamond plating to help protect it from rock chips and things while you're going down the road. On all 4 corners, there are stabilizing jacks. But one of the more impressive features of this, along with the galvanized frame, is the construction. This thing is absolutely solid. They don't use any wood in the construction of this camper. The walls are all composite with aluminum tube framing, as well as the floors. Floors are 2-inch floors with foam insulation, and the walls are 1.5 inches with that same foam insulation. With this camper, all of the exterior storage bays are lockable. Now on the driver's side, here's where you have your propane tank for the stove, as well as the Truma Combi hot water heater and furnace combo. Down here is access to your wrap-on toilet. Now you can use this from the inside, or if you want to bring it outside, you can easily pull it out and it plugs in the back where the shower curtain is, so you can go outside. There's also plenty of storage here, as well as access to the power plug of your 12-volt refrigerator freezer. Your freshwater fill, there is a 15 amp shore power plug and an input for external solar panels. Lots more storage back here. This is a huge storage bay and there's plenty of room. And here is easy access to the Truma Combi system. You can also lift up this floor if you ever need to service or do any maintenance work on it. One thing they've done with the output for the furnace is that there are 4 total outputs that can go through the camper. They're currently using 3 of them. The 4th one is plugged, but if you wanted to uncap it, you can, and then it would keep all the bays and everything in here warm if you're winter camping. At the back, here's where your outdoor shower is. All the connections for your shower are here with hot and cold water, as well as a 12-volt plug back here. Now this 12-volt plug is here if you want to bring that wrap-on toilet out, set it here in your shower tent and use it as your outdoor toilet. There's an anchor point for the 270-degree awning, as well as an LED light. This has a 33-inch spare tire and 17-inch rim. Now, speaking of the tires and wheels, this has Timbren suspension with a 4-inch lift on it. Now along the passenger side, this is where all the magic takes place. Here is that 270-degree awning, which we will deploy in a moment, and then the entire outdoor kitchen, which I'm about to set up. So this is a huge pantry that you can use for pots, pans, all different things in here. This is the outdoor kitchen. Now this is on a 500-pound slide. Normally these slides have latches on both ends that you have to press down at the same time to pull the slide open. What they've done is just built a small bar that you simply have to push down on and pull to bring the whole kitchen out. This table right here has cup holders as well as a dish drying rack and can be extended to provide a lot more counter space. There is a 2-burner gas stove. Now this gas stove does have little winglets to help protect from breezes, and a sink. On the back side is a propane connect that you can hook up a grill or other propane accessories to. And then there are 2 legs that you can deploy to help stabilize your kitchen. Now you don't need to do this, it's just if you want this to be a bit more stable. Now this is all aluminum, and to open the drawers, just push and they pop out. They're very nice sized. There's also this cubby below the sink and a little bungee cord so you can hang your dish towels. And then one feature I've not seen on another camper is this cable carrier. This is used for the hot, cold water as well as the propane line and electrical cord so that none of this gets bunched up when you're bringing the kitchen in and out. Next to the kitchen is the table, and then an LED light. Over here is the 12-volt fridge. It's also on a 500-pound slide. Now these slides are actually bolted into the frame of the camper. This 12-volt fridge can be opened on either side. And the reason for that is when you open the door, they've built a latch into this so you can secure the door. And then if you need to get into the fridge, you come around the side and you can access the fridge or freezer this way. There's also a huge storage cabinet at the very front of this camper. This goes 7 feet across to the other side of the camper, and you can store things like skis in here if you needed to. This is pre-wired for Starlink along with a 12-volt modem inside the camper. Now before we go inside, let's deploy the 270-degree awning. So this 270-degree awning covers pretty much the entire kitchen and your back end. There are these legs that you can deploy if you want more stability. And when it's raining, since this has to be mounted somewhat away from the camper, they designed a little rain rail back here so the rain doesn't come down into your kitchen area. But now that we've seen the entire exterior, let's go inside and see what interior features this camper has to offer. The first impression I got when I came in here is how roomy this camper is. There is a floor-to-ceiling height of 6'8", and I'm 5'11" with my tall shoes on today, so you get some idea of the headroom that I have in here. And if you thought there was a lot of storage outside, this thing has storage all throughout. There are 2 large storage cabinets with 2 doors each. This cabinet is pretty deep, and all of this is aluminum. In this cabinet, there is the modem for the Starlink. You have a 12-volt plug, USB plug, and 2 120 outlets. Now to run these outlets, you would have to get the optional 2,000-watt inverter. In terms of power, standard, these come with 200 amp hours of lead-acid battery, but you can upgrade to lithium all the way up to 945 amp hours of lithium battery with almost 1,000 watts of solar on the roof. So you can customize those to suit your needs. Below the cabinets are these 3 drawers. All 3 of these drawers are 2 feet deep and constructed out of aluminum. Now I showed you the toilet earlier, but you might be wondering where that's located in here. Well, that's right under here. Lift this up. And if you're not familiar with the wrap-on toilet, lid comes off, and when you go, These bags collect your waste, are tied up, and then you throw those out with your garbage. One other thing I haven't mentioned yet is the water capacity on this. This has a 37-gallon freshwater tank, and this tank is insulated and heated if you're camping out in a cold environment. When you're not using the toilet, just convert this back, and this becomes a perfect place to sit, have dinner. There is a adjustable lagoon table, and this area also converts into 2 small beds for children. Here's that second bed for a child, and up here is a residential queen-size bed. Oh, I love this bed. It's very comfortable. As I mentioned, it is a residential queen, so I'm 5'11" and I have plenty of room up here. One feature I really like about this, and probably Kate's favorite feature, is there is a cubby along the back side of the bed, and on the foot side there is a vent for the Trumacombi furnace. So at night, if it's really cold out, you can throw your covers over the vent and get the heat under your covers. We used to have that in our truck camper and absolutely loved it. Now let's talk about the pop top section of this. This thing has a very robust lifting system. It's easy to lift. I was able to do it with no problem. And that's one problem I found with some pop top campers is you have to be very strong or find a leverage point to really push the roof up. And these go up because there are spring-loaded mechanisms in the latch itself. And on the back side, there are multiple hydraulic pistons to help you lift and lower this. The canvas around the top is insulated. It's nice and thick. There are these clear windows, and then you can zip them open if you want some air. There's also a bug screen on them, and there's a window on either side. And if you really want to get some air moving through, there is a vent above the bed, or you can get this with the optional 12-volt AC unit, which replaces that vent. There's also another large window down here, which opens out. There is a bug screen, as well as a nightshade. On both sides of the bed, there are USB outlets to charge your devices. Here are the controls for the Trumacombi system, and for the furnace, there are 2 additional outlets down here for your hot air, and Kate's other favorite feature, a shoe cubby. Now here's what I appreciate. They made the shoe cubby big enough to fit my size 14 boots, which is really impressive to me. Above the shoe cubby are some shelves, and if you needed more storage under this bench seat, there is plenty. Across from the bench seat is the electrical cabinet. They're using the RedArc Manager 30 along with the RedArc Rogue. Here is the on-off button for your inverter, and down below here are where the batteries are. When you come into the camper, you have the controller for the fan, and here is the RedArc Red Vision system. Here you can operate your lights, water pump, and see the status of your battery and solar system. Now, before I get to everyone's favorite subject, price, I want to mention that the Arkto G12 comes in 3 different color wrap styles. I like the green one, that's my favorite. The starting price for the G12 is $52,000 US, and it goes up from there depending on what options you choose. I would love to know what your favorite feature of this lightweight off-road camper trailer is. Leave a comment down below and tell us what you think. Now that said, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to see more small travel trailer tours, head on over to our website at we'retherussos.com or check out our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time. Bye. This video is sponsored by Arkto Campers.